What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, Machine Militia. Remember, key lime pie's in stock now. Always got to announce something. See you next week at the Arnold, booth 1831. Anyway, this one comes from a man, Adam. I love all your videos. Thank you for your hard work. Would you ever make a video about growing up with a mother with a disease of addiction and how it fueled you to be the man you are today? You can read some of my old interviews. I had an interview, I'm going to say it, on bodybuilding.com. I had an interview on, I think it was Fit Over Fat. My mother was, she did have a substance abuse issue, and my father was addicted to food. He was a type 2 diabetic and ended up dying of complications from type 2 diabetes. My mother is still living, but we are kind of estranged right now. We just, let's just say that things that happened in the past are short. It's hard to get over them, from both of our standpoints. So while I'd like to have that relationship with my mother, I don't. I wouldn't trade my childhood for the world. Everything that happens in the past happens for a reason and turns us into the person we are today and molds us into whatever we become, good or bad. Once you start going in time, they call it the butterfly effect. You kill one butterfly in the moment of history, any moment of history, it changes the entire course of history. So the person I have become today was directly molded from any triumphs or adversities that I have faced in the past. Whether it's my hard work in bodybuilding, whether it's my work as a CEO, whether it's the time I spend with my kids as a father, or anything of that nature, that was all created by every event that happened as a child. Whether it was almost getting kicked out of a Little League game for running around the bases and doing the bushwhacker thing after hitting a home run, whether it was, getting kicked out of a talent show for being in the crowd, laughing at a girl who couldn't sing worth a shit, which I still feel bad for. I was a dick. Whether it was, that time that in North Carolina, I heard, kids came running down the street. It was about 27 degrees out and a dog was drowning in the pool. And I literally jumped over ran in the fence, took off my clothes, in my underwear, jumped in it was literally somewhat iced over, jumped in the water and rescued the dog. Whether it was that time I saw that kid who was having a diabetic shock, no one noticed it. I ran a mile to the first aid station at an air show, ran back and, helped save his life. He was very far into it, about to go into a coma. Whether it was all the good or bad things I've done in the past, in the present, and in the future, that molds who you are. So I'm thankful for the fact that I faced adversity as a young child. And I'm thankful for the fact that I was given the opportunity to triumph and rise above adversity. Households like the one I was in normally repeat. Drug, alcohol, narcotic addictions, they do repeat. And that's something that my brother and I both avoided. Now, my mom, she's a very good person. I'll state that with the utmost of confidence, the utmost of sincerity. My mom was, born in Poland, raised in Israel, served in the Israeli military. I know that's not a popular thing to say on YouTube anymore, but she did. Very decorated in the military over there, very well-performing soldier. Came to the USA, didn't speak a lick of English. Well, spoke English, they teach it there, but, it was broken English, learned English, got about 2 years of college done, and started businesses, and she started a bakery, and she was a waitress, put herself through school and all, pay the bills, started a bakery called the Cookie Company. Then she opened up, I believe it was on Tapo Canyon Road in Simi Valley, right by that McDonald's. She opened up the Cookie Company. I believe it was a Simi 4 Deli was right over there. And, we had the Cookie Company and as I was a kid. Now, she succumbed to her addictions, and we had to sell the store, and we lost almost everything. And we then moved out from Simi Valley to California City, which is in the high desert. From California City, we moved to the Inglewood area in California. So, and that's where I ended up going to high school and doing what I had to do to get through high school and all that good stuff. So everything that happened in the past, and my mom, she witnessed a lot. She went through a lot while she was in the military, and she had a very, very, very rough childhood. And I don't know what drives people to utilize recreational drugs like cocaine and those things to ease the pain, or alcohol. She did drink a lot. And I don't know if she still does, but you know, you just kind of got to realize that sometimes you can't help everybody. You just have to protect your family. And that's exactly what I've done in this situation. So I wouldn't trade it for anything, but I would like to see my mom in a better spot, no doubt. But the worst thing is my father was perfect. He was the man. He coached Little League. He worked his ass off, and it was all lost. I mean, every dollar he made, pretty much, a lot of it was lost to bad choices. And my father was loyal, and my father was extremely hardworking. I remember him getting up. When we lived in the high desert, he'd commute 3 hours every day to Culver City in traffic to work before he moved out to the Culver City, Inglewood area. So, I mean, you can't look back and say, woe is me. And I remember in college, I was extremely bitter, and I'd see these rich kids. I went to Cal Lutheran. So a bunch of, I hate to say this, bunch of rich white kids, who had everything. They had nice cars, and parents came and they helped. And I was so bitter. I was so angry. I was jealous. I was enraged because I didn't have that. But I think I'm better for it. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with coming from my daughter comes from a very, very, she wants a doll, she gets a doll. But I'm not going to say that I regret anything in my past, because you can't control it. You could just overcome it. So if you guys come from a checkered past, realize I did dirt. I broke the law. Did stupid shit. But I turned it around. And if you're going through time now where you're headed down that wrong path, I'd hate to say look at me, but shit, I had no intentions of being any bit successful. And I thank the good Lord every day. Even though I'm the one who did the work, I'd like to think that if there is the good Lord, he helped me out. Or at least he showed me the way. That I was able to overcome and have 3 beautiful children. And everything and all you guys. That's what life's all about. Thanks so much for the support. Can't really do much about this video. Not even going to say it's not a game. I don't even know what to say. Peace out.